What is up, my friends? It is Thursday night's late night news roundup, and in this video I'm going to take you through the news that Rodrygo is very much open to the idea of joining Liverpool. We're going to talk about Hugo Ekitike and that deal that looks like it will be completed soon. We're going to ask the question, will Liverpool move again for Marc Guéhi, and lots of other interesting bits and pieces that we hope keeps you right up to date with where we are around transfer news for Liverpool Football Club. If you don't want to wait around for streams or anything, well, remember, just join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community by scanning that QR code there on the screen, and you'll get the news straight away. Right, ladies and gents, lots to go through, so not going to hang around waffling. You know what to do. If you enjoy the video, hit the like button, let me know your comments, and of course, we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. As you can see in the top corner, we have gone past 1/3 of a million now. Who knows, maybe someday we'll get there. Right, let's keep going. So a bit of a comparison here, because obviously we missed out on Alexander Isak, Newcastle's prerogative not to sell, no problem. We moved on to Ekitike, but last season, well, the comparables in all competitions, 33 goals and assists for Alexander Isak, 34 goals and assists for Hugo Ekitike. Now, I'm not trying to say that's comparing apples with apples, but certainly no slouch in that regard, and under Arne Slot's tutelage with the likes of Florian Wirtz in behind him, who knows what the future has in store for Hugo Ekitike. Right, Fabrizio Romano has been speaking a little bit about the Darwin Núñez situation, and he said, I would keep an eye on Saudi clubs. There's still a possibility that he could leave the club this summer, especially now that Ekitike is close to joining Liverpool. He went on then to say as well that Darwin was more than open to the possibility of joining Napoli. Love the idea of going to play the Champions League with the Serie A champions, but obviously the finances there just didn't work for Napoli, so we moved on. Right, let's go to this report from ESPN in Brazil that say very clearly Liverpool have now fully entered the race for Rodrygo. They want to sign him. Now, I believe the lads at Redman TV had a Spanish journalist on today as well, and the journalist confirmed to them that Rodrygo is more than open to the idea of coming to join Arne Slot's Revolution and playing for Liverpool. And why wouldn't he be? He would have the opportunity, if Diaz were to move on, to try to vie for that left side position that he likes so much. Yes, Cody Gakpo is still there, but we know Cody can be utilised in other areas as well. And most importantly, we'll have plenty of games. So just like with Diaz and Cody Gakpo, Rodrygo would certainly have the chance to play in his favourite position. So this one, if Liverpool really want to make the move, well, barring an agreement with Real Madrid, it feels like there aren't too many other obstacles to the potential of Rodrygo coming in to join the Reds. I do think Luis Diaz will move on. Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Al Nassr all interested in him. More to come on that one in a moment, because a certain person wants Luis Diaz to join them at a certain club. I'll give you more information in a second. Right. This report from Abdullah Bulma said, should Hugo Ekitike sign for Liverpool, he's expected to agree a 6-year contract earning between 12 and 13 million euro gross annually, which comes somewhere about £200,000 per week, we believe, if you convert the euro over to pound sterling. So, pretty good money for a player who probably would expect that, making the step up. Again, similar money to the amount that Florian Wirtz is going to be paid, although that's before bonuses and stuff like that. A little bit now on Harvey Elliott, because people have been talking and asking where Harvey may go. West Ham Central have said that West Ham are said to be trying to move for Harvey Elliott and move the deal on over the next couple of days. The club have been in talks all week, and there is hope that a deal could be achieved. Now look, I've got no idea if Harvey Elliott likes the idea of going to West Ham or not, but if there's offers on the table maybe from the likes of Newcastle, Aston Villa, Brighton, I think they might be better options for Harvey. But ultimately, I'm sure he'll listen to Graham Potter and the plan that will be laid out for him, and if he thinks it works for him, then certainly I wouldn't stand in his way. Right. Fabrizio Romano speaking about the centre-back situation now, and he said one to consider for the centre-back position is, of course, Marc Guéhi. He said, as we know, Liverpool tried for Hoyson before he joined Real Madrid, and they were interested in Marc Guéhi. I think Marc Guéhi is still one to keep an eye on this summer because he won't be renewing for Crystal Palace. I think this could well come down to what Liverpool feel will be Canade's last stance. Will he renew at Liverpool if maybe terms are a bit more favourable, or has he really got his mind made up to go to Real Madrid? I don't know the answer to that, but I do think the answer to that will shape our search for a centre-back. If Canada is going to stay and extend, then I would expect a young centre-back maybe like Joel Haddo to be looked at. Right, this piece here from Marca said, In spite of Liverpool's strong financial position this summer, Barcelona are hopeful that any more purchases will help push the players toward Anfield's exit and benefit them. So they think Liverpool doing all of this business, bringing in a player up top, is going to somehow force Diaz out the door. Well, we lost Diogo tragically. We're about to sell Darwin. We need to bring in attackers, so I don't really buy into that one. But there is still Bayern Munich, who Luis Diaz has held a phone call with, I believe a video call with their coach as well, to try and figure out exactly how he would be implemented over there by Vince and company. But again, nobody's put the money on the table yet that Liverpool would like. But Cristiano Ronaldo, well, he may be entering the fray here. Dario AS in Spain believe that Cristiano Ronaldo has stepped in and asked Al Nassr to sign Luis Diaz. Amid interest from Barcelona and Bayern Munich, the Saudi Pro League side, as we know, have their eye on Luis Diaz. And if Ronaldo really has pushed, well, you certainly can expect the offer to come in from Al Nassr. As we mentioned, Liverpool knew that they had options in this regard. Jarell Quansah has been speaking a little bit about his Liverpool exit while speaking to Bild after joining Leverkusen. He said, "I learned a lot at Liverpool and I can't thank everybody enough for that. But I found my own path in football and I'm now ready for the next step. Leverkusen tried very hard to get me. It was very professional. It was clear to me that Leverkusen would be my first choice if I were to move. If you read the internet, you'll find hundreds of rumours and thousands of teams are supposedly interested in you. As far as I'm concerned, there was only one team with serious intentions." And on learning Virgil van Dijk, the 22-year-old added, and learning from Virgil van Dijk, the 22-year-old added, "What he is unique. The structure with which he plays, you can't replicate everything. I can't single anybody out because I've learned from all the defenders at Liverpool. I think they're happy with my development. I hope I'll reach their potential one day." So nice words there from him on his move to Bayer Leverkusen and, of course, his time with Liverpool. So Darwin was open to the possibility of joining Napoli, as we've mentioned, but they have now moved on. So that deal can be considered dead in the water unless Napoli have a very big change of heart very quickly. So that is pretty much where we're at now, ladies and gentlemen. Liverpool, as we know, are pushing ahead with the Hugo Ekitike deal. We will revisit the situation for a centre-back, but my gut feeling is that Liverpool are waiting to see what does happen there with Ibrahima Konate. Expect more sales to come as well. Ben Doak could be moved on. Obviously, we could be talking about Tyler Morton, Harvey Elliott. We've already sold Quansah. We've already sold Kelleher. Be looking in the market for a few other fringe players. Maybe Luis Diaz could move on, and will that see us get Rodrigo? Look, I'd love Liverpool to be in the mix for Rodrigo, even if Diaz doesn't go, because I think losing Diogo and selling Darwin means you could make an argument that we need two forwards, maybe one central, one versatile. But if Diaz is to move on, particularly for the sums of money being mentioned, then I feel like it would be silly of us not to at least consider Rodrigo. Again, Anthony Gordon's name has come up today as one that Liverpool are open to looking at if we do lose Luis Diaz. But again, I can't say to you how Newcastle would receive that. But ultimately for us, options are there and Liverpool will proceed. So that is it for me for tonight. But these deals are moving quickly. So we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, to take you through everything. Again, appreciate all of your support and thank you so much to everyone that has jumped on board to defend us from some of the Newcastle tears, if you want to call them that, because it's been strange over the last 24 hours to see them accuse Liverpool of bullying Newcastle, even though it was a simple knock on the door, a request to sign a player, denied, and we moved on. But hey ho, let me know how you've been finding social media over the last few days. And again, we will talk soon, my friends. Much love. Be well.